this to be a little bit wider, and then it can thin down a little bit. Perhaps we could set up a cotton farm down here. I think that might not be a bad idea. That's also not a terrible fishing spot, all things considered. Nowhere near as good as this one, but still not terrible. Though it's kind of limited on the width, so yeah, no, that it wouldn't be worth it. But let's bring a cotton farm down here, though. And I'm gonna... I may as well use that. Let's bring this up to about there. And then bring this out. Let's put all of this in. Fertility is 93. We can probably keep that quite high thanks to all of this amazing ground that we're building on. But ultimately, our goal is to get to the point that we can take on our neighbor, which I don't feel that we're that much closer to. We've definitely got a much more stable city, though. Definitely a good foundation to build from. But we probably need a lot more work before we can take our neighbor on. Let's continue building up. Get up to that lofty 10 farmers point. Now you can have farms with much more than 10 farmers on them. I'm kind of focusing here partially because of the visual aesthetic that I enjoy, and partially because... that in because of our limited workforce right now. We are definitely struggling with that a little bit. Right, let's get cotton going. We'll allow those trees just to kind of exist there. And I'm going to have the path go up over that tree. The rest of these, though, we can safely navigate around. Ooh, there's going to be a lot of digging over here. Stone takes an age to get through, which makes sense. I mean, you know, stone. All right. I need help deciding on if I go buy maple syrup candy tomorrow or not. Yes. There you go. I've made the decision for you. We are finally down. Managed to eat through the amount of grain there. I'm starting to think it may be worth me selling more. Like, I don't need that much sat there. I'm going to sell down to 20%. I've got that. Like, the food I want to keep. But if I've got that much other stuff, I just want to shed it a bit. Am I ever going to want to sell my... Oh, no. I don't think so. An armor? No. I should be able to make us a fair bit of cash. And this is the big thing why you want to have a trading partner, and why us not really having a good one is really rough for us. Up to 44 humans. Oh my lord. 48 humans! Wild. Should be a decent amount of humans living here now. Yeah, we've got the cotton. We are not hitting the amount of production that we want. So for me, that means we need to expand out a little bit to the side, get more weavers built in here. We've got the production of the clothes, that's fine. If it weren't for the fact that we would shed 10% every year, just because of wear and tear, or rather, just in storage, you know, so I guess it'd be more moth-eaten, I would just allow this to back up, but that's not what we need. So, one of the last things I'm going to do for the weaver here is I'm going to expand it out into this area. Now, I want it to be stone this time. I'm going to allow a double wall this once. Yep. That'll do. Let's get it made. I hate flickering from lightning. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I guess so. It can be a little bit jarring. I see what you mean. Tip, if you went away, you can pass through your neighbour's territory without being aggressive to them, and invade and conquer others to get access to trade partners. Oh, I wasn't aware of that, Temphawk TV. Thank you very much for that information. Huh. I'm fairly certain they're all part of the same thing. Elias would be the one to go for then? But that would only give me one other place to go to. But honestly, I kind of would want to take on both of them. But they are the smaller one. Definitely. This is the available resources that they have that I would perhaps then be able to tax. Right. It's high time for me to get more humans to set up another industry, and this time it's going to be the pottery. How things going down here? They are working on this now. Basically, our 10 farmers are tending the trees. It's going to take 51 days before the first tree reaches maturity and will actually start producing. That's a hell of a long time. Over here, we've already planted the cotton field, so we're already working on that, which is glorious. How are they doing here? 62%. Workload is 0? I guess there aren't that many homes here for them to worry about. Still, that's kind of way lower than I was expecting. The hearth here is getting a little bit overrun. The well is fine, though. We can expand these, but yeah, probably want to get a second hearth down here. We can pop that about here, I think. How's the time scale in this game? Days pass extremely quickly. Like a human will reach adulthood in 80 days. A year is, what, 16 days long? But the day-night cycle switches through fairly swiftly, I would say. We are now starting to accrue fabric, which is perfect. Right. Now then, with that done, grab some more humans, grab some more tilapis. We are going to work on the next item on the list, which is, of course, pottery. We must get a potter. I'm thinking this potter can go down here. I'm going to make this one out of wood, so it fits in with these buildings. Good, this is a long building. Oh, that's storage, that's why. I was so confused. So confused. That does not give us a lot to play with. "16 potters. Alfoy would be greatly distressed." Yes, I did make that joke. No, I don't feel bad. Should, but I don't. We can expand this all the way down here if we want to. There we go. This is squeezing things in so much around here, but and this is an important one. This is going to make the Dondorians around here much happier because everything is going to be so much more square, basically. I'm going to put a little door there. We are going to build on this side. Very humble little storage area. Its door will be there. Okay. This will actually count as roundness, so I'm kind of undoing the work that I just did. I'm not sold on it. I might redo this later. I mean, honestly, this whole place is just kind of a hodgepodge of things. It's a honeycomb of buildings squeezed in where I can. We will eventually replace all of these with much larger dedicated buildings. Kind of like what we're doing down here with the fields and these ones. Very nice. Okay, class, today you graduate kindergarten. Line up to receive your diplomas, your swords, and your axes, and your spouses. Good lord. Efficient, though. I have 3 children and 4 babies. Research schools. Oh no. Further down the line. Great sadness. Could, I suppose, unlock another... build another research area. Doesn't really feel like what I want to do right now. Now, let's just wait for this to be built. I'm going to want this to have one employee, and I'm going to want them to exclusively haul clay. Oh wow, Potter's place looks very swanky. Still find the nursery's icon funny. Ah yes, baby jail. See what you mean. Right, well, crack on. Get as much of this made as you possibly can. Why is this showing a production of 0? Fills me with a great sadness. Now, have I set up pottery ready to be sold? I do not believe so. I'll sell for 81. The clay comes in for a mere 23. So as long as I don't use more than 4 clay per vase, I'm making a profit. I'm using roughly 2 clay per vase. There are, of course, skill ups that you can get that make them more efficient, or upgrading them as well, though you can't upgrade the potter, it seems. A little bit of harmony there, not that the Dondorians are going to care about that. Our risk of being attacked is still actually quite low. We can't put many of them in prison if we do manage to get them, but so far things aren't looking terrible. Okay. Do we want to set up some more fishing? Possibly. That might be a good idea. However, by and large, we're actually looking quite flush with income right now. Let's get another Crotonian, another Dondorian, and 3 more humans. My lord, they're racing up. They're going to be passing the Crotonians soon. It's a little bit worrying in and of itself. Someone name a nursery, emergency ration sent. My lord. Alright, I think stat right now is reasonably good. I could upgrade the production of armor. That's a possibility. But honestly, there is a part of me that just wants to increase the amount of soldiers we have here. But well, actually, we're not far off the amount of hammers I would need, to be fair. No, not sure. Okay, we're going to upgrade the amount of Telapis that we need to be trained. Well, I need to actually edit that and accept. There we go. So we're growing our military at all times. I'm going to take the Telapis up to a rank of 50. Then I'm going to start training a different race. And it may be humans, it may be Dondorians, because we've got enough now to make that a possibility. And the plan is later down the line to transition that particular squad of Telapis across to archery. Because they've got combat training now. If we have a look, they've got 5% combat experience. That's not training, that's hard-won School of Nox style, learnt by doing. And experience is applied on top of training. So having, it's not the equivalent that, you just send some people out, they haven't got much training, but they've got some experience, they're equivalent to someone who's got a bit of training. I feel that experience is a much more dangerous, but more effective teacher. Having that and a bit of training behind them makes them increasingly difficult to rattle in battle. Like their morale is already 6.4. That's huge. If I end up with a lot of combat experience on this group, I don't want to just throw that away. I would simply... And the melee training isn't bad, because the melee training specifically trains them in how to fight. And how to fight in hand-to-hand combat and how to defend themselves in hand-to-hand combat. Ranged training on top of that will then allow them to use a bow. But if they end up getting engaged in a melee skirmish, they'll still have the training of how to defend themselves. So I feel that would actually be a really good transition. Right, now we got pottery going up and being produced really fast. I would say that we are now at the point where I can allow people access to pottery as a home decoration. I could also give them more clothes if I really wanted to. I'm not sure I want to on that one though. That's a big, big gift. I will allow more cut stone to be available though. Yeah. I will also allow fish. I forget who wants the fish as their furniture. Oh, it is only the amoebius. We don't have any of them here, so that's not really a concern. I could allow more furniture to be used as well. That should keep the happiness up quite high. Access to that much stuff. Question, since they have so many warhammers and that increases the force, does that mean their charge is more deadly? I believe so. I believe so. And the thing with the Tilapis is they are fast as well. So that speed plus increased force. Now, the thing with the warhammers is it only increases the force that they've got. So it doesn't strictly mean that they've now got a high force, because they start with kind of a low force as far as the other races are concerned. I think we put together another long farm, which will get us to about here, and then we set up another fishing area about there. I think that's the way that we need to go with that. How are we doing with homelessness, though? Not enough people getting down there. Not enough people getting up there. Okay. Rightio. We are going to need... Is this really that case? Yeah, it is. Well, the problem is I can't run directly underneath here because of noise. I guess what I could do is have a bunch of homes just facing downwards here. That would work. So let's try and put something like that together. We're actually at a point now where I could feasibly get a noble. That might well be worth my time. Go. Actually, you know what? Sure, we can do something along these lines. It's almost like a terrace of like a terraced housing in Britain. That looks kind of cute. Have a path going through here. This one. Ah, damn it. Glad I spotted that though. That would have been very annoying if we'd only noticed that later. There we go. I am reminded of a content creator I watch at the moment who's doing a Dyson Sphere program playthrough, and the amount of times that they comment, because they do post commentary, and the amount of times I've seen them basically just mention like, hey, yeah, so, you know, I can clearly see that problem. Don't worry, I'll notice it in a few minutes. That very much felt like me just then. Foibles of post commentary. I'll notice it in a few minutes. Let's get some flowers in there as well. Perfect. Right, that should fix that problem, but I feel like this problem is that I don't have... Yeah, I don't have enough tilapis nearby. Maybe I should expand this out a bit. Yeah, I definitely should. Right, okay. Well, we are going to grab this area and lift it wholesale over here. That should do. What's the unemployment number of the population? It's up. We've got exactly the amount we need. That means we need more. Human immigrant will help out a little bit. How are things going down here right now? Got 3 children and 4 babies at the moment. Definitely need more people. As soon as I have the opportunity. So with creating a tilapia nursery, well, the problem with that, my biggest concern with that is that both of them would use the same food. And if we run out of fruit, because I'm trying to run 2 nurseries off it, both nurseries will lose their children. I'd be more inclined to go for a Crotonian nursery because they use vegetables. There we go. That should have fixed some of the problems. Let's see. As this fills up. Down here is definitely being fixed. Oh, right, because our population is moving around a lot. It's causing some shenanigans. How many days on the orchard? Let's have a look. 37 days. So we've gone through... I think we started on 57, so that we've gone through 20 of the days. Got a little bit over 150% more time to go through. Sitting on a pretty satisfying bank, though. Yes, Dondorians, come. Join us. There we are. almost up to the point where we're not negative on employees. There's no fruit though. It's quite a concern for the nursery. Go up to 4. Alright, not too bad. Good lord, the amount of tilapis who live in there now, though. But we have fixed the issue. Well, no, not quite. We've still got one person homeless. A human. I'm going to guess that that human would like to live up here. Could be wrong, of course, but... I think it's fairly reasonable to assume that that's the case. Turn the homeless human into a prisoner. Homelessness is a crime. Wow. Plumsmack, have you been playing War for the Underworld again? Or is it War for the Overworld, I mean to say? I was just refreshing the YouTube page, hoping for a new Songs of Syx video, and happened to check your Twitch VODs, only to find you live! So have a prime. Love your content. Oh, thank you so much, Fudge a Muffinator. What a name. Wonderful. Thank you so much for the prime. That's really kind of you. And welcome. If you are up to date with the VODs, the next one, tomorrow's VOD, is the last VOD... tomorrow's video is the last part of the first stream of this, and this is the second stream. So from your perspective, most of this is similar. A lot of this production area is new. The cliff notes. We are now producing our own cut stone. We are importing stone. We're also mining it ourselves, actually. But we're producing cut stone. We are weaving cotton into fabric. We're growing cotton. We've got a few cotton fields. And also we've got onks, which is much like aurochs produce leather. The onks produce, fabric. They produce cotton, technically, but I assume they mean wool. We have got a tailors that is spinning, weaving clothing out of said fabrics. That's doing a great deal of help. We've also got a potter who's turning clay that we're bringing in into pottery. We, of course, selling excess of these materials that we have. We have fought 2? Was it 2? I think it was 2. Battles. No, not 1 battle, sorry, I need to say. And we have won quite soundly. Very happy with that. We've got a Globdian pasture over here, producing eggs and a few other odds and sods. We've actually managed to get it up to a full pasture now of 76 animals. So we're producing 11.05 eggs a day and 1.95 meat. We've expanded out our research a little bit, but the main thing we've done is we've set up a new area down here to the south. This is Matten Square. We have a reasonable population of mostly Tilapis and Crotonians down here, and we're now farming and fishing along the coast here. This is working out quite well for us. We've got an orchard on the go. We've got a massive cotton field that just had a harvest, which should do a lot of good for us. Yeah, things are going all right. And at the moment, we've also got a little nursery. We are growing homegrown humans. I wonder why the maker of the game decided the elves should be 1 letter off sharing a name with a specific a species of fish. I have no idea, but fair enough. Oh, we also got a graveyard. Now then, we need a rather large amount of more workers. Constantly teetering on the edge there, aren't we? Loyalty is moving downwards, which I greatly disapprove of. We are going to want to increase the employment here. The deposit is only 35%, unfortunately. The average fidelity of the deposits higher increases production. Yeah. So we could increase this in a little bit, I imagine. I'm not going to focus on that right now, but it wouldn't be too difficult for us, I don't think. Oh man, look at the humans and their rooms. Look at, look at all the bookcases, different coloured pillows. And then you've got the Crotonians who are just happy to lie on a pile of straw. Vaguely in Crotonian shape on the floor. Though on that note, I haven't made these diagonal, my bad. Oh, I like this song. I should probably do that down here as well, actually. Again, this has no actual impact in the game, even though the game, you know, ostensibly the characters do care about roundness. They don't view this as roundness. This is purely for us. Right, that was a whomping great cotton haul. I'm starting to feel that we need to set up haulers to bring this stuff up. Yeah, it has to be haulers because I don't have aurochs. Sorry, I don't have transporters set up. Okay, so let's do that then. It's going to take more people. But the alternative is just kind of annoying. Cotton, grain, stone. Those are the main things we're bringing up right now. For the time being, the foods can be managed themselves. For the most part, that's alright. But the cotton, the grain, and the stone, I do need to be moved a little bit more aggressively because we've got larger volumes of those. I mean, eventually having the vegetables and the fruit brought up as well would make sense. But they would be... Well, actually, you know what? Sure, okay, I'll set that one up as well. I've convinced myself. So one there and one there. Right, so first, I want you... You've got 3 people employed here? What the... Bring me cotton, bring me grain, and bring me stone. I guess that's why they can move so much of it then. Down here, I will have fruit and vegetables. Now, the thing to understand about this is they won't take it from this stockpile. They'll only take it from this stockpile because this stockpile has a fetch order set up for all of these things. So they won't come and yoink the vegetables or the fruit from in here. And this will probably take from any fruit or vegetables that's in here faster because that transporter has such a short trip to make. Hey, road train. Oh, there's a button I don't get to press often. Thank you for Tubman support, road train. How you doing? And yeah, I'm afraid that OBS had a bit of a wobbly at the start of the stream. In fact, I had to close OBS down and it crashed hard on my computer. So yeah, the notifications are off at the moment. Sad but true. Sad but true. We need more people. Quite badly, in fact. Good morning, if you joined her. This is such a cool little land farm game. It is, right, Madwack? That is a really good way of describing it, too. What are the Babans doing? We've got 7 children. No babies anymore. What's our raid chance? Raid chance is only 13% now. I imagine that is... Yeah, we've still got 10 people training. They're going to be training for a little while, honestly, because they've got to pull their training level all the way up from, like, just raw recruit all the way to reasonably heavily trained. We're doing, well, 6. Yeah, there's 10 levels, so not that heavily trained, I guess. Let's have a look at our general loyalty. It's not in a great place. Not in a great place. They aren't super hot on having immigrants. Oddly enough. Considering pretty much everyone in this place is an immigrant. The only people who can say truthfully that they were born here haven't become adults yet, and so their voice isn't heard on the public forum. Services, wells, markets, lavatories. We could probably improve lavatories a decent amount just by having... just by upgrading them. Taverns is bathhouses. Bathhouses are a big one and we don't have any representation there. Religion is also still down. We could perhaps increase the quality of our shrines. I don't intend to sell any slaves right now. Okay, you know what? Sure. I'm going to sink 500 of our knowledge into increasing the shrines. How much does that cost? 72 furnishings. That is rather expensive. 51 cut stone. Sure. There we go. Clearly, I am doing a little bit too much with the furniture. We need to drop that down a tad so I can actually stockpile it. Road train is heading off to an internship soon. This game isn't much for me, but I do have fun. Sorry, but do have fun. I can read. This game is definitely much like Dwarf Fortress and A Quiet Taste. I love it. I can spend hours watching this little land farm go. just watching. There we go. More cotton coming in. Good, good, good. I think not that far off. Yeah, only 11 days now until the trees start producing. That's going to be a big upgrade for us. How many do we need? We need 72 to increase the quality. What's the quality down here? Quality is 67%. Okay. Well, that'll certainly improve the happiness of the Dontorians. Yeah, the Dontorians are becoming more happy. Loyalty is rising because religion is rising. Nice. Okay. I think bathhouses, though, probably the single biggest help for us right now would be that. Shy of doing something like taverns, but that's a trickier one. How much would we need for that? Only 300. So it's going to be awkward to get to. I think it's going to be a case of waiting for these children to grow up. Got plenty of materials just stored now. We are starting to creep up there in terms of fabric. Nice. Okay. One of the things that we can do on the world map is we can recruit a mercenary. We can recruit from our population centers. In this case, the one region we control is our capital. I could have my city troops join this army, but to sustain an army, I would need to have the means of sending out rations, drink, clothing, the various supplies that the army would need. Mercenaries, though, they take care of themselves. That being said, any of the marchers? No. Sadness. Mostly Telapis because of the region we've got. That's the... Well, I guess it wouldn't really affect... but we could get an army together and go and take somewhere. As long as we have the money to run it. First Conquest is better than with Mercs, yeah. But they're a bit OP at the moment, and you can hardcore cheese with them, so wouldn't blame you if you skip them. Oh, are they? I wasn't aware that the mercenaries were broken in terms of power scaling. Why is that? If you happen to know the specifics. If it's just a vague feeling, that's fine. But always up for learning the inner mechanics where possible. Yeah, right now we're basically just waiting. We're kind of in a holding pattern. Tempork TV, it's as if you aren't actually watching the stream. You just kind of tune in every now and then to dump some info. But we were literally just discussing the fact that you need to supply your own army, but mercenaries fund themselves. Or rather, feed themselves and equip themselves. Garthemi are looking to join us, but again, I don't really want to take them on. I could go for Amevias, but again, we're kind of in this position where I don't want more mouths to feed, basically. We're not in the greatest position in terms of our food. Let's have a look, though, at our total population. So 144 of our 421 pop are working in agriculture. I would be happier if that was closer to 40%. $147 are working in our refineries and mines. That does make sense to me, to be fair. That also includes the woodcutters. Only 22 are working in civics. That also makes sense. 90 are working in infrastructure, so laboratories, dungeon slavers. Ooh, one thing I could do for a little bit of a bump in people's happiness. No, they've got 60% stages. You could get that a bit higher. 60%, well, only 67% lavatory access. That's kind of bad. But sure, let's pop a stage down here. We have some harvest festivities. I was a fan of a Harvest Day parade. They're just very cheap. Spawn instantly and usually have good stuff and require no infrastructure. The cheese is about diplomacy. You could be done without mercs, but with mercs you can basically conquer the world with a city population of like 100, because all you need is enough money for your first merc company. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I get where you're coming from with that. But we are kind of locked in right now in terms of our population, so... Oh dear. Did we just lose a couple? We did just lose a few people. Did they die? Ah, yeah. 2 graves over here. Yeah. Murdered in a... Oh god, okay. They died from a brawl that went too far. And subjects that have been murdered. Okay. Well. That went south. Pretty bloody fast. Moida? Indeed. Unfortunately, we don't have any guard stations. I could build them, but they're rather expensive to man. And we are not in the best of positions right now. Yeah, dealing with murder is not exactly top of my priorities right now. Yeah, I can't actually see the children in here. I guess I can click on them, but... Two babies. A couple of children just bouncing around. Alright, chat, I think that's going to be where we wrap things up, though, for tonight. It is coming on to 5:30 in the morning for me. We've been streaming for 7.5 hours. I was going to try and aim for 8, but we've kind of come to a place in the game where, and for the last 30 minutes at least, I'm only able to do little things because we're kind of population locked. I think we may need to look at using mercenaries to try and dislodge some of our nearby neighbors. And then hopefully from there, we'll be able to actually open up diplomatic contact with a lot of other people. We'll see about that one, I guess, but we need a decent amount more folk around to be able to get everything done that we want done. Our ox pasture is almost full animals there. 15 meat, 15 cotton per day. Not too bad at all. But I'm really, really happy though with the amount of progress that we made in regards to getting all of the industry set up. I am probably going to dial these down. I didn't really realize we had quite this much, this many people working there. Actually, auto-employers already scaled it back. You know what? Never mind then. That's fine. As long as auto-employers keeping it more or less at 1, unless stuff is moving stupidly fast, and that's fine by me. But we're producing our own clothes, we're producing our own cut stone, we're producing our own pottery, we're producing our own furniture and fabric. We do have the tech to be producing our own metal, and that's really the big thing that we need to get to, because once we've got that, then it's just, you know, a hop, skip and a jump to making our own tools, making our own armor and weapons. As far as food goes, we're down to 6 meals, 6 days worth of food for the whole population, and that's a little bit low. It's enough for me to be concerned about, but it isn't so high that, or rather so low that I think the population are really concerned about it too much yet. It is probably affecting a few things. We're struggling to get happiness higher than 76% and loyalty more than around 78. I could switch that up by just telling people to do the jobs that give them the most fulfillment rather than the jobs that they are the best at. But we'll see how that one goes. For now, I'm reasonably happy with seeing people in the job setup that we've already got them in. Am I ever going to stream Pal World? I haven't even played it, so certainly not in the short term. Yeah, the game has changed a lot in the last 2 patches. Yeah, Songs of Syx has changed enormously. Yeah, Jesse said, this game looks fun. Is it worth getting? If you enjoy games like Dwarf Fortress or RimWorld, then I would say yes. It's a lot closer to Dwarf Fortress than it is to RimWorld, though, so understand that. But we're going to drop a save here. The city's in a good place. We're up to 424 plebeians. We need to get that loyalty up. We need to get the happiness up so that I can actually start recruiting more people. But at the end of the day, as long as, you know, nothing too much changes from here, then we will simply get more humans over time at this point. So that isn't too terribly bad for us. So, focus for the next stream. Try and get metal production up and running, and then somewhere in there, tools, weapons, and armor, and ideally conquer one of our neighboring, one of the neighboring towns. We'll see how it goes. But that is going to be it for me for now.